staying with us. Americans and indeed the world are watching to see who becomes president of the world's leading economy. And you might want to add oldest democracy. So far, polls have closed in all 7 key battleground states in the election, except for a few locations where voters are still casting their ballot. This year's election has seen swing states, which observers say could strongly determine what party takes the lead, both at the Senate and House of Representatives, as well as the presidency. Now, these states are Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada, and North Carolina. Among these 7, Republican Donald Trump, according to the projections from CNN, is on track to win in more states than his Democrat rival. At this time, it remains a tight race between both candidates, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Well, there is a huge gap already been done between them right now. Reports are saying that Donald is ahead 267 votes, getting the votes, talking about electoral votes to win. And Kamala Harris is 216, talking about the electoral votes to win. And this matter, some would say, is done and dusted as it is. But we have in the studio joining us 2 global affairs analysts, Dr. Dokun Adedeji and Chuks Woko. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
It's good to have you join us.
Thank you
I
for.
can see you have.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, to talk about.
I'm my company. I brought this.
Talking about the presidency of America. And we have one emerging now from the look of things.
Yeah.
Trump has taken the day from the look of things. Now, that's my perspective. When you look at the numbers that I mentioned earlier, Donald Trump is said to have gathered the electoral votes to 167, Kamala Harris 216. Did you emphasize that this was how things were going to turn out? Let me begin with you.
No, to be honest, I didn't. I was just, for 2 years, the noise and the campaign has been going on. So at the point, I didn't like what I was seeing and hearing. The polarization of the American media didn't help me in making me comfortable. I wasn't comfortable until this morning, so to say. I didn't have the opportunity of also seeing what was going on. My generator turned off at about 3:45 a.m. So I just went to bed. But to be honest, I wasn't comfortable. I thought the error that I committed was constantly following and started affecting me. But I'm happy now that I know that he's leading, and hope that the Democrats will not come up with their usual abracadabra and that their plans has failed by God's grace to do what they normally do. So
what do they normally do?
I don't want to get into another. 4 years ago, myself and Doctor were here and we were shouting this roof down. They normally steal elections, and what they have planned this year by moving. Doctor, please.
Those are very strong words.
Yeah, very strong. People don't like to hear it. People don't like to hear. People don't want to hear it. But the truth of the matter is that with the media and with video evidence and all that, the next thing the American media will tell you, so there's no evidence. There's evidence. What they have planned is that if Trump does not win this election, this particular election, Democrats will never, ever in the history of that country ever win elections again. It will never happen. The salvation that will come to that country and to the people that Trump finally wins this election are installed, and that he's allowed to oversee the affairs of that country and see what he can build and execute the plans and the promises that he has made. Otherwise, that country is going to become a one-state, a one-party state.
Really?
And it will be Democrats.
I wonder if you are on the same side of the fence with him.
You better would. You better would. You see, sometimes these arguments befuddle me, the way people look at it. For him to say that Democrats steal election, I think that is fallacious.
Right.
It's not. You see, there's a process. It's not like Nigeria that anything
and
happens.
It's clear-cut, right?
And it's clear-cut. For me, this is one of the saddest days for me.
Really?
For Trump to win. I never, look, honestly, I've followed Trump from way back when he was a real estate man. People now, you know, the only challenge that I have been talking about Trump is when people become religious about it, Christian stuff. I step away because I don't want to get embroiled in those kind of controversy that you cannot decipher. I mean, if you cannot say it, I don't. The thing is, it's so obvious. You see, when the man tells you who he is, don't disbelieve him. I don't see how democracy can survive with Trump. There are no guardrails anymore. The Supreme Court is dead. He will now have the opportunity of again putting some more conservative judges on the court. The Senate is won the Senate. And who's going to stop him? And he has told them what he will do. So what will happen in the Middle East? What will happen in Ukraine? What will happen to democracy around the world? Obviously, what it means is that democracy is beginning to crumble if it can happen in America. I do not see, in some states in America, a convicted felon cannot vote. Yet a convicted felon is likely to win. With 267, there are only 3 electoral votes left for him to win. And so, what do you want to preach to the world? A serial rapist, a convicted felon, what has he not done? You know, people will say, oh, that's how God works, he uses also. I don't want to go into that realm, but I do not see how America will survive this man.
You do not see it?
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Because of his past records?
His past record won, and also he has Project 2025. And he ran away from it. Anything that's going to cause controversy, causing controversy, he runs away. But you see, the thing that also bothers me is America, we give them too much credit.
Right?
I think we give them too much credit for sophistication, which I see now is more of hypocrisy. And I say something, I mean, with due respect, this is racism on steroids.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
How so? Because they made a decision?
No, it's not. Let me tell you, a woman, you know, another thing is, does it mean that a woman cannot be president in America?
Is that what this is about? Did she put forward her policies in such a way that is clear-cut to the people? Because that was another matter.
No, let me tell you why she did not. A tiger does not need to proclaim integrity. I mean, she's a woman. Why should she say, I'm a woman?
No, but the people want to hear what you intend to do.
That's not what she wants to do. Being a woman is not what she wants to do.
Absolutely.
What she wants to do, she told them what she wants to do. What did Trump say he wants to do?
But the people said that for them, if she wasn't clear-cut about certain issues beyond the matter of abortion, pushing forward the matter of abortion rights and all, that even though there are those who say even that those are not necessarily reproductive rights as it is. But the people wanted to hear her stance on the matter of Palestinian, border, the economy, all of those issues and external matters that concern them.
Look, let me tell you something. There are certain things that one needs to be careful about in American politics. If you said you should talk about Middle East, what do you want her to say? If it was a regular person, if it was like me, I would tell them, you see, the support for Israel is so dominant that it's so difficult to extricate yourself from that and say, no, you should tell Netanyahu off. It was almost impossible. If you don't go to the border migration, there was a bill that was even sponsored by, what's his name, from Oklahoma, a deep red place. And this bill was to pass. And Trump called them and said, no, don't let it pass, so that we can use this to campaign. And so what do you expect?
Were you there when he received it?
No, he said it. No, he did.
This statement that he made is to tell you that he's been watching CNN and all the lies that are being told by by the enemies of that country that he brought into it. For instance, sir, to start with, that nation was built on 2 things, on God and faith. That's the connection now. That's the connection with that country. The founding fathers of that country built it on the word of God. So if you doubt what I'm saying, take your phone, Google it. From the first president to the second to the third, up to even Jimmy Carter. So their statements. And it is promised them that if you stay on the side of him, that's how they got to where they are today. They have a very deep developed economy. Everything they have, they got from the benevolence of the faith that they profess. Yes. That is number one. Number two, he started speaking, and everything he was just saying has to do with all the lies that Democrats have been saying about Trump. Nobody among them is better than Trump. Trump is not a perfect person, but he just happened to be a tool, a man who loves that country more than all of them put together. I'm talking about the love of nation. All the things that they are saying about him, they are the frailties of every.
How would you judge his love? What's your basis of judging that he loves the country?
Yeah, if you love a country, you protect it. Trump is not a politician. He is not a parasite. Biden and all those Kamala Harris, Schumer, name all of them. They've been feeding on the American economy for decades, particularly Trump. They have not contributed anything to the development of the country than sitting in the Senate and collecting money and doing all the rubbish that they are doing, going all over the world, making deals. Trump has contributed to the economic development of that country. And that's why if you hear him speak, he tells you, I'm going to close down the border. I'm going to fight inflation. I am going to reduce tax. He's specific about what he wants to do. You know why? He's a businessman. And he sees America as an entity where you can turn into an economic whatever. He's going to increase tariff. He's going to do this. He is direct. This woman was not prepared for where he got to. He was not nominated. He was forced into that position. And by the way, if you follow American history, you know that, number one, no woman has been president. If Mrs. Clinton couldn't be president, is this woman that I almost called her an illiterate? Really? Number two, you are in a war season. No sitting government in America has ever won an election while there is war in the Middle East or anywhere in the world. Go and check the history. That's why I brought this to you. This is the illustrated encyclopedia of the President of America. All of them are listed here, including Trump. This is very simple. You follow through. This is wartime. No sitting government in America, no sitting president has won re-election.
Why is it so? From the explanation given by the book.
No, I'm not able to answer that because I did not see in the book. But if you read the history, how they have existed in the last 200 and almost 50-something years, you do not have war going on in any part of the world and a sitting president. It has never happened before.
Right.
It has
and
never.
So you feel that also.
Then the president, a woman has never been president. I thought this would be an opportunity for a woman.
Right.
To become
Everyone thought this would be the opportunity.
The opportunity.
American democracy was matured enough for a female president, but it seemingly
it looks like it's not going to be. It looks like it's not going to be so, right? So I am reminding you of the pattern. There's a pattern already. I thought that the pattern will be broken on this occasion or altered on this occasion. But it doesn't look like so. So the point that I'm making is that you must put those together. And you know, he thinks that this for me is about, I've been following Trump and I've been liking him and committed to him and posting his pictures on my media, all my media angle. You know that. All your people, they know that. So why do I do so? It's not about him. So it's not about Trump. It's not about the election. I'm concerned about the world. He has something about religion and all that. For me, two things matters. Our faith and our God. Two important foundation of the American society that we're speaking about now. That's the foundation. When they left Europe to go and settle in that place.
That's what Trump had built.
And that's what he is based his life and he's raising his family on. He has raised his family and he is pursuing it and celebrating Christmas, unlike his opponent who is asking us, how dare you say Merry Christmas?
But how would that, deal with the issues on the ground for the average American?
The challenge for me is this. I mean, it's went to territories that I like to avoid. God and faith. I don't want to do that because it's controversial.
I like to do it.
It's because it's controversial. A man says he loves America, and you say immigrants, you will bundle everybody out of America that is an immigrant. That everybody that comes there is a drug dealer. How can somebody who wants to be president of the civilized world be so coarse and so unguarded and uncouth in the way he presents his views? And then you say to me that is the way a man should be. And you say, oh, I'm a woman has not been, that if Clinton cannot be a this one, who else can then be? On what basis do people become American president?
Right.
On what basis? Because if we begin to look at this, we can look, for me, I don't live in America anymore. we're watching from here, we will see what happens. Because
look,
when we begin to see the development in the world, everybody will wake up. Maybe truly we're going to a place of extinction or of war, of complete war. We will see. Because it's obvious that from who can he deal with? The whole world is just waiting and worried at what will happen. And so what's going to happen? What's going to happen in Ukraine?
You think Russia is excited now?
Oh, of course. Of course they will be. You see, autocrats around the world will be excited because it means that leadership does not have to come with finesse or any decency. An African leader can then be there for... Kagame has been there now for how long? Boyen has been there for how long? They are now... you know, if it can happen in America, then anything can happen, that anybody can be president, they speak that. You will see what will happen. It's a progression.
What is wrong with his speaking? I don't know what is wrong with Trump speaking. The same thing, this narrative that is going on in the American media by the Democrats and the media arm. Look, this man is a very successful businessman. Are you going to deny that?
Successful?
Yeah, not successful, very successful.
Tell me another story.
He's come a long way. He's 78 years old. He has a great family, raised wonderful children. And you say that look, immigration. Let me tell you what is going on.
Is it not
in any nation, there's a process of admitting people into those countries,
absolutely,
including Nigeria. You don't break down your borders and open your doors. That's why you had 9/11. That's why you have all the kind of crisis. He's not against you coming into. I visit that nation. I go to the embassy here.
And we have
I get a
other
visa.
countries also putting up policies.
Right now in Europe, they are sending people by force from Germany. You don't know what is going on in Germany in the last 2 weeks. They are forcing people out of their country. Australia, it just happened in Australia. Why? Because a group of people called the Patriots copied what happened in London a few weeks ago, and they are physically taken. Because no nation, it's only in the United States of America that I've seen that the Democrats just open their borders. Look, you know how many Nigerians that I know, only me, that I know that are in the United States. They have 5 years visas. They have visas. They go and come. They go and come. That's how our society is organized. There must be law and order. There must be orderliness. What Democrats have done is to infiltrate their country with people to come and vote for them for the lawlessness that they have created.
How are you able to prove this?
Why you are not able to see it?
How are you able are you saying the Latinos who?
Don't you watch what is going on? You don't watch TV?
Of course.
You don't watch TV?
Of course.
I don't think you watch.
You don't think I watch?
They fly people. They are flying these illegal immigrants. Their own citizens are crying that we are not able to pay fees. But you are paying fees and accommodating these people and houses have gone from.
Honestly,
hold on. Let me finish this point.
I'm aghast.
Rents have moved from $1,300 a month to $2,600. Why? Because houses have now become scarce. What used to happen in the United States is that you have houses. You can move to any part of any city where you are because you're looking for cheap rent or whatever. But the availability of accommodation.
And that's because some...
yes. You don't know what is going on. And I'm telling you. And they are accommodating them. Yes. Are educating illegal immigrants and moving them to states where they think that these 7 swing states, they're moving them to those states.
Who is moving them?
If not for the intervention of some legal organizations who challenged it in Virginia and other states that these people should not be allowed to vote, the Supreme Court turned against that action. So right now, their plans has failed partially as far as I'm concerned. But stop holding Trump to account that you shouldn't speak. You speak the way you want to speak. It's a different personality from who you are. To be a businessman at that level in America,
and it takes a lot of work. What he just said, saying that the Democrats brought in people illegally.
I'm just aghast.
That's the idea.
I'm aghast.
Right.
Because how anyone will feel that you will fly in people to go and... I mean, absolutely no. What is all this?
He says we don't watch TV if we do not...
No, you're not watching. You don't know what is going on.
I see them.
No, you don't know, doctor. You have been so busy, you don't know what is going on.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so instead of you to listen to what I'm saying to you, you're arguing with me that you are aghast.
That's your perspective.
That's your perspective.
That's not perspective. It's news that I'm giving to you.
It's your perspective, and so you cannot shove it down.
No, can you just
as
listen?
It is. So let's him have his perspective.
If you have not listened to news, it's my duty to share the news.
That's your perspective.
You cannot be busy somewhere, and I'm telling you what is going on, and you say you are aghast.
You cannot just say that he is not watching what is going on. If that's your perspective, let's leave it at that.
You know,
we must respect each other's views on this table.
Thank you.
Right.
You see, the problem I have, I want us to have a debate.
Absolutely.
But when it becomes absolutely in the air, it shocks me. Where did you get that from? Which TV showed you Democrats flying people?
It will be interesting to know.
It will be interesting to know.
Right.
This is the kind of thing that Trump says and he's gotten away with. So he too can say it in Nigeria in respect of Trump. We're watching, we're global analysts, we're looking at what is happening in the world.
Right.
We appreciate it. And you are saying that, that is unbelievable. That anybody would say that on the TV, that they're flying, this man put them and stick them.
The same way the things you are saying are things that CNN says to you and you believe it.
The thing is simply unbelievable. You see, the thing is, democracy may be good, but it has its own limits as well.
Absolutely.
Do you know that in Florida, an ex-convict cannot vote, but an ex-convict is going to be the president? And you say people are just... Which president in the world speaks the way he speaks? Which leader in the world speaks the way he speaks? And you denigrate women? You say whether you... he's been charged with all his...
Get over all those lies.
No, allow him speak, please. Because you said something.
These are these are things in the court.
And now he's still speaking from his perspective.
Yeah, these are things in the court.
And in these things,
was he not convicted?
Right.
He was convicted.
Right.
Was he not accused of numerous... He said he's successful. Tell me success. 6 bankruptcies. It wasn't his mind that decided his family were immigrants. His wife is an immigrant. He brought his wife and the family in. Every woman is married has been an immigrant. And he was a German immigrant. His father went back to Germany, was sent away because he ran. And then you are now coming and say you don't want... Go and check people who have won the Nobel Prizes. They are not indigenous Americans. They are American something. Is American built on the strength of his own nationality? Of course not. Who built the White House? Who built the Capitol?
Right.
Slaves. Today now you come, you say you want everybody to go. Everybody is saying he will help. How will he help Africa? He calls Africa a shithole. Countries of Africa a shithole. He calls other countries, he gives an epithet that you cannot expect from a political leader. And then you say to me that that's the kind of person that should lead the world, and then that one should be happy about it. We will watch. I'm willing to concede if he wins, to watch. And then we will see where we're going. Right. You see, certain things happen in the world sometimes so that we all can learn.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I'm seeing that worries me is the death of democracy.
Is that what you see?
That's what I see.
You think democracy wouldn't thrive with a Trump president?
It's not likely.
God.
It's not likely.
Why so?
Where are the guardrails?
Right.
Where are the guardrails? He's one Senate majority. I don't know what will happen in the House. Let's say he wins the House. So it means the Republicans, they control the House, they control the Senate, they control the White House. So who is going to say, and look at the Supreme Court. Supreme Court says he has constitutional right to do anything he likes. Even if he's legal, but for as long as, excuse me. That is what everybody, where are the guardrails? If there were guardrails that he couldn't manipulate himself. Did you hear what he said the last campaign? He said he regretted leaving the White House. Of course, if he stayed there, nobody would drag him out. That's the American system. That's the democracy. And that's why people like Putin can do whatever they choose to do. Because they don't believe. He's been there for how many years? Since 1980. Xi Jinping is there. And then these are the people that his friend, Kim Jong-un. And then you say that democracy. Look at what's beginning to happen in Germany.
I am wondering, should the world keep looking up to America as
I don't think
for democracy?
This is the type of rhetoric that made me sick, because I was hearing from CNN, so I changed channel to other TV stations. Look, this man has been humiliated. I was telling you how that I believe that he loved that country so much. The man is not against you coming into that country as an immigrant. He said it before, that he's an immigrant himself. But there's a process, there's a procedure, there's a pattern. The lawlessness that is going on in that place is what he does not like. As a businessman, he's not a politician. Now, wanting to come back to White House, 4 attempts on his life. He's not talking about that. If he had died, what would we have said? Just because he wants to superintend a country for another 4 years. Do you understand? It's to show you how much he loved or he lost that country. You see, when you weaponize the law, it has never happened in the history of the United States of America. Maybe in South America. When you come against a former president, the way Biden, who is a socio-economic parasite, who has never contributed anything to the development of that country. You compare him to a business mongol, billionaire, who has developed the skylines of New York. I am a Nigerian, and I know that within my circle of influence, the number of people, Nigerians, relatives who live in the United States of America, all they did was apply for a visa. And they fly into the country. That's a process. That's a procedure. We have, as bad as our own is here, we talk about it, about our borders with Nigeria, about this, about that. And we still have people there who are trying to manage the situation. But what you have in that country is, you see it on TV, don't you see it? How people are crossing the border and entering into this country, and they are spending their resources maintaining these people.
Right.
Don't you see it? Trump lost that country. And look, the world is going to be better for it. Now, his personality is different from his. I don't know why he cannot accept that. His attitude is different. He has an attitude of a businessman who cannot take nonsense, he talks the way he talks because that's the way he is. But two things stand for sure in that country. That the Democrats, they are the ones who have turned our children, turned the lives of our society. The morality has gone. Lawlessness has taken over. Look,
from what you're saying, democracy will thrive because that's a concern.
Which concern? He's a politician. Doctor is not a politician. He's a medical doctor. So he's glued constantly to CNN. All these lies that they're telling.
Democracy.
I don't watch CNN anymore. This is glued to CNN because everything they say in CNN is what he's saying. Look, he will destroy democracy. So
you can't give up now until our time is up.
Can I finish?
Right,
Doctor,
please.
can I finish? You deny that you are not glued to CNN. So you're just repeating what they are saying on CNN. There are there's alternative media. Fox News and all the other whatever. They have been lying against this man because he's an outsider. He's not a politician. He's a businessman.
Right.
And he wants to turn that country into a beautiful, once again, into a beautiful country. Now, he's worried about politics. You're not a politician. It will work because peace is going to return to the Middle East. Because he has done it before. Anyways.
Right.
Okay? He will be brutal by saying, look, don't do this. If you don't listen to me, I'm going to do ABC to you. He has used that carrot and stick before, and it has worked for him.
Quickly.
You see, let me just say about Middle East. A man that decided to move the capital to Jerusalem single-handedly, that does not believe in two-state nation. You think there can be peace in the Middle East without a two-state creation? Of course not, there can be. You see, what people forget is violence begets violence. Some young people are being killed now. They see their parents being killed. Hamas can never be killed. Hezbollah can never. Right. Their ideas. And if we don't begin to understand the concept of individuality of nations, America has for too long believed that they are big.
Perhaps he might approach things differently this time around.
Well, let's see.
Let's just wait and see.
We'll wait and see.
Let's wait and see how he approached things. If at the end of the day he's declared president. We must thank you, gentlemen, global affairs analysts, Dokun Adedeji, as well as Chukwuku, for your time on the show this morning. It's been interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up, the world awaits the outcome of the U.S. election. What do the figures imply so far? Join us after the break.